Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of my weekly watch roundup. Let's get into it. Okay, yeah, my weekly watch roundup. This is where I try to give you a rundown of the stuff that I've watched this week. Now, this week itself has been rather busy, quite a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I'll just get started. I'll get into it. But anyway, so I started the week off continuing my rewatch of Dexter. The first season, after the last season had finished, Dexter New Blood, I got into rewatching. But unfortunately, this week I've only been able to watch a couple of episodes because it's been so busy. But it's been a nice revisit, and I'm enjoying it thus far. So, next up, I watched Quantum of Solace. Yeah, so I bought No Time to Die. Now, No Time to Die, I struggled with. I watched it over 2 nights originally when it first came out. I didn't get to the end. I weren't getting into it. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. So I picked it up as a completist for my James Bond collection. I picked it up for 15 quid on 4K from CEX, which is wonderful because £10 cheaper a month after release. So what I've decided to do is rewatch the other Daniel Craig films prior to going into this, so that I've got, I can remember those. I did watch Casino Royale just before the release of No Time to Die, so thusly I continued with Quantum of Solace, and it is what it is, isn't it? We all know the issues that the program or the film had behind the scenes with the writer's strike and all this, but it had a fresh run time. I'll give it that. It wasn't overly long James Bond film, which is pretty good in its favour. Next up, Blade Runner Black Lotus, the TV series. Now, I have reviewed this episode. This is episode 12, one more episode to go. Fantastic series I'm enjoying. It's lovely to revisit the Blade Runner world. I've done a review for this latest episode. You can go and check that out if you want. I reviewed it earlier today, actually. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the series finale. What lets the show down is the animation of the characters. That's all I can say about that. Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett. Now, this was a Mandalorian episode in its entirety. It was really good, and for me it highlights the issues of Boba Fett itself. The fact that you've got Mandalorian coming in for an episode of Boba Fett, and it's better than anything with Boba Fett in. You see, now, Boba Fett, in my opinion, is a character that people liked because he was shrouded in mystery, secrecy. He had 6 minutes screen time in the original Star Wars trilogy, from Empire to Return. Very few lines, but he stood his ground to Darth Vader, that other people would be scared to do. You'd fear that Darth Vader would strangle him, so he sort of stood shoulder to shoulder with Vader. He was menacing in his demeanour, in the way he carried himself, and that has been lost from Jeremy Bullock to the fella that plays him now. I can't remember his name. Mine's drawn a blank. Tamara Morrison in it, or something like that. So basically, Boba Fett is a cool character because he's a bounty hunter, because he's all shrouded in mystery and shrouded in an intrigue. And what the TV show of the Book of Boba Fett has done has stripped all of that away. Yes, I know he's at a new point in his life and all this sort of stuff, but like I said in my review for the episode, if you were asked a year ago, what do you want from a Boba Fett TV series, you wouldn't have come to me and told me you wanted what we now have. No. So the Mandalorian is the character that is now shrouded in that mystery, in that secrecy, who is the cool bounty hunter. Now I know we've seen Mando with his mask off, so that intrigue's gone, but still there is an air of mystery and coolness about that character that has been lost on Boba Fett. So but it'll be interesting to see how the series plays out. Star Trek Prodigy, second to last episode there, start of a 2-parter in which the young crew step up to become Starfleet, so to speak. They've got the uniforms on and they lose the ship, but it's all part of their plan. Again, 10-part series, animated, primarily for children, but it's very good. It's very good. It looks fantastic. Just for me, it's the childish nature of some of the characters that make you realise it is a kids show. But yeah, Superman and Lois, another one, latest episode of that. I've reviewed all these. Doomsday's coming, but he's not. No, we had this Doomsday tease for the past couple of episodes, only to find out that we've been left with Bizarro's Superman. So Tyler Hoechlin playing a second role, a dual role in his own series. Now they might do a story where Bizarro slowly morphs into sort of Doomsday. It's possible we'll get that they've combined the two. It's not out of the realms of possibility because we've seen this sort of thing happen before, but a tad disappointed that it wasn't Doomsday, that they set up Doomsday tease with the same sort of introduction as he had in the comics in 1993 for us to not get it. But there you go. But Tyler Hoechlin is great as Superman. I do like the series. It's much better than anything else on CW in that it's got a higher budget, it's more filmic, more cinematic in its scale, in its scope, and yeah, it's just it's good. And all the melodrama that people moan about, I love that, because I like the fact that we're now seeing Superman at a point in his life where he's got teenage children, and that's something we've never seen before from Superman. It always sort of hits the reset button and goes back to the origin stories, but at least this does something different. Next up, Resident Alien, yes, Alan Tudyk, the famous Alan Tudyk, Firefly, Dodgeball, iRobot, all these things. Alan Tudyk is a fantastic actor, and in this he gets to play Harry, who's this alien that's come to Earth, taken on the guise of a human, but children, or some children, can see what he truly is and this sort of a thing. And he's here to destroy the Earth, but he doesn't do that because he starts befriending aliens and starts settling into a small town community. And it's a sort of irreverent humour to it. It's very funny. Alan Tudyk is fantastic in it. He just, yeah, top show. If you get the opportunity to watch Resident Alien, then go for it. Watch it. You won't be disappointed. Peacemaker, episode 5, yeah, Peacemakers continued, and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying this as well. I'm enjoying everything. So it's been a good week, but a busy week for watching. Yeah, what can I say? A continuation of this story based on the Suicide Squad. Again, something, if you've got the opportunity to watch it, watch it. You won't be disappointed. Now, I didn't like Peacemaker off the back of the Suicide Squad film because I didn't like the fact that he killed Rick Flag. But in this, he shows remorse for this, you know, and it's affected him. And I've grown to like the character throughout this series. I keep looking down, so I've got a book with it all written in. Next up, a few films. So first up, The Ledge. Yes, this film with The Ledge came out, which is about these two girls that are in Italy to climb this mountain on the anniversary of the death of one of them's fiancé, who's fallen from the mountain. These 4 other guys turn up. They're all Americans. One of them's a bit psycho in the head. He tries to rape one of the girls. Subsequently, that girl gets killed. The other girl legs it up the mountain. They chase after her and they bypass on this sort of donkey trail and come up above her onto this ledge high up in this, you know, on the side of this mountain, and she's underneath the ledge and they're trying to get to her because she's got a recording of them killing the girl, blah 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 blah, all this sort of stuff. So the concept I was intriguing enough for me to give it a go and to watch it. I have reviewed this film, you can go and check it out, but unfortunately the film didn't have the budget to give you that sort of acrophobia, that fear of heights. It feels like these bits on the mountain, when they're in the open and filming them climbing, it feels like they're maybe 30 foot off of the ground and that's all. Subsequently, when you're up high and you're on the ledge part, it feels like they're on a soundstage, so you don't get none of that sort of fear of heights. Even if you are someone who's scared of heights, I don't feel this film will give you that sense. Next up was The Requiem, Alicia Silverstone's new film, where she's hunted by sharks. Yes, she goes on this vacation with her husband to Vietnam, and during the wrong season there's this storm and they're in one of these little you know, them little huts that are out on the ocean. They're in one of them, staying in one of them, and this storm occurs and it washes that hut out into the ocean. Lo and behold, he gets injured, blood into the water. They're floating around in the middle of nowhere. Sharks come, a tragedy happens, blah blah blah, you know. But it's a very boring film. Alicia Silverstone was really annoying in it with her squeals and her screams. The effects are subpar, like when you've got long shots of this little hutella floating on the water in the middle of nowhere, it looks like it's floating. I mean, it looks like it's floating above the water. That's how bad these special effects are in this film. They're not very good. Yeah, so one to miss perhaps. Next up is Adrian Brody in this film called Clean. Again, I've reviewed this, you can go and check it out. Adrian Brody, fantastic in this film. It's quite slow paced, but it feels down to earth. It feels gritty. It's got a lot of character development. The story doesn't play out. You know, what I mean is, there's actions. There are ramifications to people's actions within the film all the way through it. So things occur. So I kind of feel like they feel naturally. He does this, so these people do this. Vice versa, vice versa. He punishes up at the end and goes on a killing spree. It's you know, but some people might not like the pacing. I know Paul Tams, he didn't like the pacing of it. He commented on it. But for me, this film really worked. Not only that, Adrian Brody scored the whole film, the music. And it's got a really good soundtrack to it as well. So there's that. And last but not least on my list is Catwoman Hunted. Yes, the new DC animated universe movie Catwoman Hunted, which is released on DVD, Blu-ray next Monday. So what's that? Is that the 8th? Yeah, Monday the 8th. I have the steelbook pre-ordered. I watched this. I'm still getting the steelbook, even though my thoughts on the film were subpar. It has got an anime style animation to it, which didn't really fit with me. Not a big lover of that, but I like the look of the world that they inhabit, and the animation of the world is fantastic. Just the animation of the characters at times were a bit hokey for me, and it's got a jazz soundtrack to it, really odd. I'm not one for jazz music, because jazz music is just noise, isn't it? There's no real, you know what I mean, there ain't no, it's noise, it's noise, come on, let's admit it, jazz is noise. And also it was action packed, and some of the action's handled really well in it, I'll give it that. Like choreographed for animation, handled really well. Only it jumps from action scene to action scene to action scene, and for me this can get very tiresome, very tiring, very boring. Not my cup of tea in that sense, but because I get all the animated DC stuff, I will be getting it. Anyway, that's my roundup watch for the week. Very quick, just rush through it. Why not? Anyway, this is AJ. Thanks for watching. Please consider hitting the subscribe button and all that stuff. Leave me a comment down below. What have you watched this week? Have you been watching anything that I haven't watched, or watched anything that I have watched and you enjoyed it? If there's anything you can recommend for me to watch, then why not stick it down in the list below? You know, films, TV, anything. I'm always up for a good watch. Worth a trying it. So anyway, this is AJ. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day. Have a good week. See you on the next one. Goodbye.